What up? Moods not moods. I am leeBISHOP with
erickaMELANI here.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. We're just gonna dive right into it. Love is Blind on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
All I can say is I only watched one episode, which was the first one, because I couldn't take it.
I really appreciate that you really did a lot of investigated research on this before we started talking about it.
That was my research. I tried, and honestly, I just couldn't do it. But I'm glad you watched the first season.
Yeah, I watched the first season, or I don't even know if this show is kind of like a pilot show, like maybe.
A pilot show?
Well,
they have a whole season.
Well, no, like, it's Netflix, though, so they filmed something to see how it does.
Oh, I got you.
People liked it, which people really liked it.
They
like,
did.
It became a hot topic.
Yep.
So now I can see them wanting to do a second season because so many people were, like, into this one that they want to see what's coming next.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll add more twists and turns to it that we didn't see in this season.
Yeah. I have questions, though, since you saw the season. I have questions.
Okay.
Initially, in the beginning, what got me was the short dude, because I could relate, because he was like, yo, I'm on this show because, you know, it's hard to date because I'm short, you know, the dating apps and blah, blah, it wasn't working for him. But then the whole show, they never really went back to him, and I was kind of disappointed in that.
Was his name Mark? Was he like half, like he was Mexican?
No, not that one. That's the guy who fell in love with the white chick.
Yeah.
He from Chicago or whatever.
Oh, so there was another.
But in the beginning, like, they kind of talked to not everybody, but most of the guys, and he was like one of the first ones who actually mentioned why he was on the show, why he decided to be on the show.
Let me see if it. Can you pull up like a picture of like what? Because that was one of the things that kind of bothered me about the show is like they had so many people in the cast, and then everybody was going on dates with each other, and then all of a sudden it just narrowed down to like maybe like 5-6 people, and I was like, but what happened to all the other people?
Yeah.
I was like, what happened? Like, where's the diversity? Where's the Asian girls? Where's the Indian girls? Like, where are other people at? Like, I want to see what's going on with this couple, or did so and so, like, how did their dates go? So, like you said, they brought up some dude. He's like, oh, it's hard to date because I'm short, and then I get confused. Oh, it must have been Mark because Mark represented the short guys.
I mean, if that's him, then that's him. I don't, because they had another dude, like a Mexican dude on there. But he was fine. He was cleaning up with that one chick, so he was fine. But the guy, he looked white to me.
Okay, and he was short.
And he was just saying like it's hard to date.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Like when you try to pull up the cast online, they only show the key couples instead of showing like everyone that was involved, which I think I was like, well, maybe if I keep watching this, they're gonna show us what's going on with other people, and they never do. It's kind of like everyone else got eliminated. We don't even know why they got eliminated. Maybe they were boring. It wasn't good enough to be on the show.
I mean, that would have been, his story would have been a great story because a lot of guys can relate. Especially this guy right here.
Yeah, like I'm thinking it's this guy, but this guy, that's the Mark guy.
No,
it's not him.
I don't think it's him.
It's another guy, short guy. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know what to.
Because it was him and that other white dude who were vying for the white chick.
Which was, his name was Barnett.
Yeah, something like that.
You're talking about Barnett.
Yeah, and then like that guy was going in the house, speaking highly of the white chick, and then Barnett was like, oh man, I like her too. Like, should I say something or should I not? And then he kind of did the little immature thing. He was sitting there at one time. He was like, she's like, what's wrong? It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, how old is this dude? Well, he was 29. He's like doing some college, high school shit.
Well, for those of you,
you like him and you don't like me, and blah blah blah. And I'm 19 years old again.
Well, for those of you who have been living under rocks, who do not know what we're talking about almost a month ago, there was a show that was released on Netflix called Love is Blind. It was an episodic reality show about dating without seeing who you are talking to or dating. So basically, people date a wall, and they have about 30 days to fall in love and propose to someone they have never seen before, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
I think it's cute.
I'm watching the show saying, you're proposing to a wall. You're falling in love with a wall. I just think it's highly unlikely that you get to know someone in that short amount of time, even if you're just talking.
I agree. Disagree. I agree. Disagree.
I thought that was ridiculous. And they let us in on their conversations, and a lot of their conversations, you know, were not about real life. Like in the future, like, you know, you don't really get to see like where someone is at, even emotionally or where they are mentally, because you could fake that for 30 days or however long they were, maybe 2 weeks. Some of these people propose like within 4 days.
I know, but that would be on them, because you're obviously on the show to find somebody. So if you're gonna be a dickhead like that and lie just to be on the show or whatever, then that's on you. And then if you say yes to the marriage, then that sucks because you lied the whole time. Well, so all these people want to find someone to spend the rest of their life with, so they're trying to be as honest as possible.
Well, that's the questionable part. I don't think that was the case, at least with the couples that they decided to proceed on and make the show with, because you got to think about it. You have to have good TV, and good TV doesn't mean that you're telling the truth.
Yes, that's true, but initially you would hope that the reason why these people are on the show is because they want to find love and be married, and you know, because all of them are at a certain point in their life where they want to find the one. If they're lying, that's on them, and yeah, it makes good TV, but then for them personally, it's fucked up, because you came on here with a false pretense.
I really like how Vice did an article, and they said their title is Netflix used desperate tactics to cast Love is Blind. Producers slid onto contestants' DMs and catfished them on Tinder to get them on the show.
What?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. How would you do that? What do you...
Let's just read this article. After watching the contestants on Love is Blind get engaged 4 days after pseudo meeting each other through an opaque blue wall, what I said, drunkenly fighting over the performance fishing gear shirt of a man that is Barnett, and otherwise bare their souls to millions of people on Netflix, you're left with two pressing questions. Why would anyone ever agree to do this? And how did Netflix convince these people to participate? I want to know. On Tuesday, we finally got some answers. 3 couples, Barnett, Amber, Cameron, and Lauren, and Damien and Giannia, went to Ellen DeGeneres' show, and they revealed that the casting producers used some bizarre tactics to lure them in, including catfishing. I'm probably one of the most interesting cases because they actually found me on Tinder, Damien told DeGeneres. I started chatting with this girl, hit it off. She was like, add me on Instagram. We had a pretty good connection. Then she's like, I'm a casting producer. I'm like, catfish, haha. Now I'm here. The idea of trusting some stranger who slides into your DMs and asks you maybe if you want to get engaged on television, sight unseen, is wild, but somehow it worked.
How's that bad though? It's not bad. She's just testing the waters to see who are good contestants. You could say no.
I will say this. I have been on a dating app, and I have seen a profile that clearly disclosed that he was a casting director and that he was on here for casting. I think that's the appropriate way to do things.
Sure.
Not just create a profile that says, "Hi, my name is Margaret, and I like long walks on the beach."
But why does that matter? You could say you had the choice to say no or yes. It's not like they put a gun to their head and said.
Oh, I agree, but it's just annoying and it's a waste of people's time to find out that you're like, oh, so you just lured me in, and then I'm thinking, oh, so other people are gonna look like you.
You have a choice. Yeah, I mean, whatever tactics they can do, who cares?
So somebody else, it's this Giannina.
I don't know.
That's her name.
I saw her IG. She's pretty.
Really? What does she look like?
Is she like Filipino or something? I just saw it on a.
See, like I would have liked to see an Asian girl on there. Like that kind of bothered me that there were no like Asian people on there.
I just saw her. I was like, I didn't remember her on the show.
Yeah, so she goes and says, I was at a bar with a group of girlfriends and I was telling them how there were no men in the city. And at that moment, well, it was filmed in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So at that moment, I got a DM on Instagram and it was this person telling me, hey, you can fall in love and potentially get married. I was like, this is the universe speaking to me.
Okay, never mind. She's white.
Okay.
And she's cute, but she's not. Yeah, okay, never mind. She looks Filipino right here. I thought she was Filipino.
No, she looks white to me.
Really?
Yeah.
She was Filipino to me. Nope, never mind. Okay, keep going. Sorry. I do remember her. I do remember her.
You do?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And then Lauren, the most normal seeming person on the show, had significantly more reasonable explanation as to why she signed up. Her dating life wasn't going that well, she said, and she just figured, well, let's see what happens. For her part, ex-tank mechanic Amber had apparently had trouble translating her experience as former tank mechanic into another job and needed something to do with herself. I honestly only chose to do it because I was out of work at the time and I was going stir crazy because I was a workman's comp, so I couldn't leave. I couldn't do anything, she told DeGeneres. I was like, fine, love, this could be interesting, why not? And I ended up with a whole husband. Aww. That girl was very scary.
Which one was that one?
The mechanic, the one that was a tank mechanic.
Oh, I liked her. The one that the black dude walked out on during mid-conversation.
Yeah, she was intense. She was very intense. She did a lot of talking.
I know, I liked her. She was fit, she was pretty.
She was pretty, and she thought very highly of herself.
Yeah, but you can dick that down.
Well, I'm sure Barnett has been doing that.
So that's
but they're still married.
And the black and white couple. See, I feel
well, they're the only ones who got married. No one else got married. So a lot of people said yes or.
Oh, Barnett and the tank.
Yeah, they actually got married.
Oh, they got after the show.
I want to say on the show. On the show, they got married.
I thought you said the black and white couple are the only one who's got married.
No, I didn't say that.
You just said that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, keep going.
If I did, I'll rewind it. I retract that comment. Okay. I'm just saying that Barnett and Amber, they actually got married, and then the couple, the favorite couple, what is their names? Yeah, they're like the fan favorite. They got married, and I feel like their relationship is actually probably going to last a lot longer than the other couple.
So the Mexican dude, did he get with the white chick?
He asked her to marry him, and she said yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on Netflix. It's been on Netflix for a month. If you have not seen it by now, like, I do not feel sorry for you that you're listening to this, getting these spoilers. Sorry.
And I'm not gonna watch it, so I don't give a shit.
What was their names? Ugh.
I feel like the black and white couple. I feel like the black chick had an agenda to find a white dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she could tell. Via the voices, I guess she's, obviously people are gonna stereotype, but I feel like she went in there with an agenda.
Cameron and what was her name? His name is Cameron. Her name is. she's from Detroit, Michigan. I disagree. She talked about her life. I think she's really scared to date a white guy. She's never dated a white guy before. That was one of her issues, especially when her father, like her mother was like, I want to be a fly on the wall when she tells her dad, because she was brought up to basically be empowering with black people, and she was scared to like reveal that, oh, I'm going to be marrying a
Sure, I get that, but I also
dude. I don't think she was on there looking for a white dude. But what I did find very interesting. Oh, her name is Lauren. Is her name Lauren? Cameron and Lauren. I found what was interesting about Lauren, if that's the right person. Is it the right person? Yes. What's interesting about Lauren is when they went to the reunion, there were actually 4 guys that liked her. She was actually very popular.
Okay.
So, and
they didn't show that in the first.
I thought, yeah, they didn't show that at all, like, because they didn't bring everyone back. Right. But out of the guys that were sitting on the panel that made it to the end, they all said, yeah, I really enjoyed talking to Lauren. Like, everyone was excited to talk to her. And they were kind of asking, well, why is it? And they were like, she was just so fun. Like, she would do funny voices. They would, like, talk like they were from Star Wars. They were Star Wars characters. Like, one guy was recounting their conversations. And I was like, oh, well, something special about this girl. Like, I thought she was very open, and she was definitely ready. And I think Cameron was definitely ready too. He was ready. He came looking for a wife. Yeah. And he found him one. So good for them. Yay.
Okay. I just think from the first show, because that's all I saw, from her candor and how she was talking. I just feel like she had the agenda of finding a white dude or somebody who was not black.
Why is that? Was it?
I can't recall. I can't remember. She said something. I don't know if it was the I'm open to anybody and blah blah blah, but it was just she wasn't there to just date a black dude, which is fine because you're on a show like that. Love is Blind. You predominantly don't know what color these people are, except for that one dude who was like, "Oh, you're black, aren't you? I could tell by your voice." I know I got annoyed by that too.
Yeah.
But then you have the bisexual dude who found the other chick who was a dancer or whatever.
Oh, that's up for.
And then you could tell. I mean, you could tell by the voice that they were both African American. You could tell Lauren was African American. It's just funny how those two people clicked. Did that girl click with anybody else? Did anybody else like her?
Well, first of all, let's start off. Her name is Diamond, so it's kind of hard to escape your race with that one. I actually really liked her, and I
liked her too. She was
hated the fact that they did that to her. I think it's up for debate that Carlton is bisexual. I question if he was bisexual. I question his intentions of even being on the show. I know he's getting ate up right now. Like, people are really going in on him. I'm not gonna go in on him, but I think he was there to make good TV.
Why is that a big problem if the guy is bisexual?
It's not a problem.
Are we thinking about AIDS?
It's not a problem that he's bisexual. It was never a problem. Like, if you watch the show, it was never a problem for her. She was just wondering, why didn't you tell me before you proposed to me?
Oh, yeah.
And then he, like, went ballistic on her, ape shit. And then she asked him that, and at his very next thing he said was, that's why I don't fuck with bitches like you.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because we ask questions? Like,
yeah.
Like, she can't ask a question?
Yeah.
Like, that. She was actually trying to be understanding of the whole situation, which I think a lot of women who are in love are not immediately gonna just throw you away. They're like, okay, help me understand.
All he had to say was because I was like scared. Like, I didn't know how you would react. I don't know. Like,
yeah, he went ape on her.
Yeah, that's kind of.
He became extremely disrespectful, which escalated to her snapping back, and I just feel it just showed me that, okay, we just read this article that basically they're looking for these people on Tinder and Instagram, that they didn't do any background checks. They didn't really care. I mean, if you were willing and wanting to be on the show, they'll probably put you on the show.
But you had to be somewhat attractive too.
Yeah, you just had to look good, and that's probably what ended up happening. And unfortunately, like, Carlton made it through. There were other black guys that were in the cast, because I remember looking and I was like, oh, there's other black guys there, but none of them made it as far. So I think Carlton's personality. I think he was very full of himself. He thought very highly of himself.
He dressed pretty cool.
And he's done reality TV before, so he's experienced with what it takes to be on camera.
The other guys are probably boring. Like Barnett wasn't boring. The Mark dude wasn't boring. He was very, very thirsty.
Yeah, he was very thirsty.
The black guy wasn't boring. He was funny when he walked out on Tank Girl. And then the girls side, all the girls were, the ones that they showed weren't boring, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Some of them were, but like for them.
Yeah, like the Gianni chick was boring. I don't think they showed. I think they did a good job editing.
I think what's the girl that Mark? Oh, Gianni. No, the Gianni. I remember her. She is from the Czech Republic or something. No. She's from like South America.
Cause you know what? It's kind of like when this reminded me of when you go to auditions to be on a game show, and you kind of have to. You're in this room with everybody else, and you kind of have to show off why you would be on the show, and you kind of have to show off, so to speak. Because they don't want the boring person on the show. They want the hype person. So, I would see across the room this loud-ass white fat lady being loud and corny, and they picked her because she was loud and corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want no boring people on the show. So, for me, there's no studio audience here for Love is Blind, but you have to have personality and not be boring. So, all the people, especially the first show, they probably didn't show all the other ones because they were boring as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
What I loved about this show was the way Jessica really gave a PSA on what not to do.
Who's Jessica? Oh, Jessica
was the one that was in love with Barnett. Barnett didn't want her.
Oh yeah.
But Guy gave her a second chance to be on the show because Mark wanted her, and then she just said yes to his proposal, which allowed her access to more of Barnett. So she can keep asking Barnett, why you don't want to be with me.
But my thing with Barnett's a tall white dude, right?
He was like the player. He was like the college.
But he wasn't religious. She wanted somebody religious.
She don't care about nobody being religious.
They were on each other with so many levels. Not on each other. They were connected on so many levels. But Barnett he was a player. But he never brought up their religion.
Let's start here. When they did the individual interviews, Jessica says, I only date athletes and they have to be this height and they can only be like this many years older than me. She has a type. And like through voices and action, like that's the kind of guy she likes. A jock. Like Barnett gives you everything that he sounds like is what he looks like.
I know, but you can. What are you saying?
So she probably said, "Oh, I'm looking for a guy like this, that, and the other," but she just went back to what she always.
But see, the whack thing is what makes her whack is she found a dude who, okay, he was young, but besides the age and the height, they related and connected on other levels. But then you have the one that you really want. He's probably going to play on you, right?
No, she knows that.
Okay, but you're not grown up yet. You don't want love. You just want to fuck.
I don't even believe Barnett's gonna stay faithful.
Yeah, you want eye candy for now. You're not there yet.
Well,
because you can't even find. You found somebody who's perfect. Religion, kids, good conversation. Somebody who will love you. And that wasn't good enough for you, because what killed me was when she said, "I like Mark, but I don't know how my friends would react."
Oh, that's completely stupid.
Fuck your friends, you stupid bitch. Fuck her. Fuck that bitch.
What's so sad about it is her age. It's because she's.
Yeah, that's another part. Like
she's probably like 30, one of the older.
34, right?
Yeah, she was one of the older ones.
The dude Mark was more mature than her. He's 27.
I thought he was very mature.
He's very, very mature. Knew what he wanted already. I think he had a good career. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But he had all his ducks in a row. And because he was maybe shorter in the age thing, okay.
But I will say this, what it did teach me, and I always believe this, is no matter what, no matter how you treat a guy, if he really likes you, he'll still hang in there. Because she was treating him like poo-poo. She was being mean to him.
She deserves poo-poo.
She was being mean to him. She was dissing him. She was like, I can't hug you, kiss you. I don't want to sleep in the same bed with you. Like, he was like, no problem, no problem. And he'd still be next to her the next day.
Fuck that bitch, dude.
It was kind of hilarious. She was giving him all kinds of walls and fences to hop over, and he was just skipping over them like hurdles.
I hope she finds physically what she's looking for, and then that dude gets her pregnant and bones out.
Well, I mean,
I hope that's what happens to her.
It probably already has happened. I mean, I think...
I don't mind people being shallow, but for you to be on this show and the concept of the show, and you still having physical, what do you call it, like a checklist of what you wanted, why are you here then? I want this, this, and this. Okay.
She wants this, this, and this, and he gotta look good.
Huh?
And he gotta look good.
Mark was a handsome dude. He was just short.
Yeah, but he was
young.
He was not her type.
Don't be on the show then. Stay on Tinder. The show is called Love is Blind.
I'll say this, like, she did redeem herself. She apologized. Like, she really did lay all her cards out and say, we're to the point where no one could say anything. She was like, I was wrong. I'm embarrassed. I was drunk all the time. Like, she apologized. Like, she was sincere, and, you know, it is what it is. I mean, but there's a lot of girls like her out there.
Absolutely. That's why I'm single.
Maybe... I feel like she will be okay, because obviously she attracted Mark. She'll attract somebody else who will want to take care of her, and maybe she'll just say, okay, I'll just give into this one, and she'll be fine. So she'll be fine.
My thing with her is like her looks are gonna die really, really fast, and she's gonna find somebody who's only with her for her looks, and nobody's gonna care about her conversation. Dude's not gonna care about how she feels. It's just, be barefoot and pregnant, get this money, spend my money or whatever, look pretty, and then when you stuff starts sagging, then here's some money to fix that, and then now you look like a science project.
Well, I mean,
basic white woman
shit. I don't know. The thing about her is I can tell she's very career driven. She seems like she has a very successful career, and I don't see her being in that type of relationship. I think she likes a Barnett because he's not very ambitious. I feel like
you think she likes him because of that?
I think that he's good looking and he's not as ambitious as her, and I think she likes being in a relationship where she's kind of like the head, the
dominator.
Yeah, but he just needs to look the way she wants to look. Like, she has that mentality. Like, she was looking for the trophy husband, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to show off to her friends.
Yeah, because that's where she's kind of coming from. It's more of the masculine role, which is a great example of how masculine roles work for women. And she might be able to find that. Like,
no, she'll find it.
She'll find the cute,
good luck with that.
Good looking guy. Like, she probably doesn't need to be taken care of. She just
she will be a sugar mama. That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. Guys, whoever finds this bitch, good luck with that. You got it. You have it in the bag, bro.
She don't have to be a B just because she wants to take on that role.
I'm just calling her a bitch because she dialed my boy out.
Well, I mean,
and she's like, I don't like people who live by their friends.
I don't feel sorry for him. Why was he still chasing her when she obviously didn't like him? When he knew that she was in love with somebody else, that's kind of stupid for you.
That's pathetic too. Yeah.
You look real dumb. You could have chose any other girl, but you still wanted this girl who didn't want you.
I just don't like people who are like, oh, what will my friends think?
Well, she's just saying that. I mean, to be quite honest, she was looking for lots of things to say why she can't.
Yeah, she was looking for. Yeah. He had all the, like I said, he had everything, and then just because of those two things, you know what I'm saying. And what I feel like now, you tell me how Mark was. He was probably too thirsty.
Yeah, he was.
And then it kind of probably put her off.
I think Mark has some things he's battling with, like as far as like what he's attracted to. He's looking like maybe like a mama figure, because she kind of like used that against him, like, oh, I can never compare to your mother, like, he's like, I'm looking for somebody like my mom, and she just went off on him when he said that. And I feel like he might have
mommy issues.
I think he has. If he has problems with relationships, I can see it being because he's very needy. I think he might be a little.
Also,
needy.
I think like if you're looking for if you're comparing women you're fucking to your mom, that's a problem.
Well, you should say
idiot.
that. But like, I didn't think that's what he meant. But he probably shouldn't have said it out loud. Like, I think he's just saying, the type of woman that his mom is. Like, he wants to be like what his dad is to his mom. I think that's what it is. He really loves his mom, and that's fine. But I feel like he's also very needy, and I think he probably is attracted to a lot of women who are not attracted to him. I think that probably might happen a lot.
That's a psychology, or I don't know what they call it, psychological trait I would love to understand, because I just don't get it.
Well, because you're looking for validation and you put them on a pedestal. So whenever you like someone, you feel like they're the prize and you're trying to do everything to win them over. That means you feel they're more valuable than you are. A lot of people do that. We all kind of do it in a way, because that's why celebrities get treated the way celebrities are treated. So if a celebrity wanted to date you, you would put them on a lot of people would put them on a pedestal and value them more than themselves, and they kind of degrade themselves in order to just be in the presence or just to be seen with this person.
I feel like dating a celebrity would be annoying, because they would you probably do something and they're like, hey, what do you I'm this person, like, you don't do that to me. It's like, no, dude, you're a normal person. Just because you're in a spotlight and you was in this movie don't mean I gotta treat you any differently. Get
exactly.
the fuck out of here.
So the fact someone saying that to a celebrity means that they value themselves as just as important as a celebrity.
Absolutely, you
and
should.
There's some people, like, unfortunately, a lot of these cases that are happening with these girls in relationships with rappers and basketball players, and which they're eating their words now because they're not even working this year. But
the rappers,
the basketball, the whole NBA is canceled. So you have no right to treat anyone like shit.
They're still getting money though. Still got.
Are they? But what about the ones that aren't?
All of them, even the bench warmers, they get millions of bucks.
Yeah, when you play, but if you're not, you don't have those endorsement deals. This year sucks. For
True.
you.
Yeah, you better invest.
Yeah, this year sucks for you. I hope you saved. Get rid of them, cancel them leases. anyway,
talking to you, I'll probably watch another episode.
So this is another example. So I had this happen to me like recently. So I was at a party and this guy came up to me and he was very attractive, very tall. He was like 6'4", dark.
That makes him attractive.
Bald, really well built in a nice suit.
If his face was the same,
deep voice. He was sexy.
If his face was the same and his body was the same, but he was like 5'5", would you still think he was sexy?
Probably. But I'll say this, he wasn't. He was 6'4".
I know, but if he was,
so every girl is like, oh my god, like my girlfriends were like, oh my gosh, talk to him. I talked to him for a little bit, and I kind of felt like this is not going anywhere. Yeah, you're flirting with me and stuff like that, but you're not offering me a beverage. You're just taking up my time. You're trying to touch on me and stuff like that. So I left it alone. Like I said, okay, whatever. We could talk later. He asked for my number. I gave it to him. I left it alone. I walked away. I went back over to my friends and they're like, what are you doing? Go back and talk to him. I said, no, he has my number. He can call me. But he's staring at you. And I'm like, good. He can stare at me having this good old time over here because I'm going to be dancing over here with my friends and enjoying myself. And they're like, you're playing games. And I'm like, no,
what do they want you to do? What do they want you to do? Sit on his lap?
They wanted me to worship him.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing for me to worship. Like, he's a regular, normal person, just like I'm a regular, normal person. I don't value him more than I value my time over here hanging out with the people I'm hanging out. And then I was questioning, I don't know if I want to hang out with you guys, if this is how you think. So anyways, I go home. He calls me a couple of times. We talk on the phone. We plan for a date. And he wants to take me out on Thursday. So we talked about it, I guess, Tuesday. And then I forgot what time. I texted him, hey, what time are we meeting again? This is what I get back. Should I read it verbatim?
If you want to.
All right. This is what I get back. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not in California. Had an emergency and will be back in LA on Wednesday. Sorry, I forgot to inform you. I will make it up to you when I'm back if you allow me to.
What's wrong with that?
No response from me. You cancel on the date?
You think he's lying?
He didn't even cancel. But like, when were you gonna tell me that you weren't coming to this date?
When was the time you texted him?
The day of
Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because I forgot what time.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out that we didn't have a date, is that he left California was when I asked. So it wasn't important to him. And that's why I don't feel bad for going over there and worshiping him.
Yeah.
Like, for what? Like, he didn't do anything. It doesn't mean he likes me, and I'm not going to do something extra because you're 6'4" and you're wearing a suit. I don't give a F. Like,
should we pause?
Yeah.
The vacuum.
We got bees in the background.
Okay.
So that was it.
That was it. Are we done with this topic? We dragged it down in the dirt.
We were talking about my dating life. Yes, we are done with talking about my dating life.
No,
However, I did have a date last night, and I have another date tonight. So
Playa.
poo on him. Homeboy missed out.
Yeah. Anyway, watch Love Is Blind on Netflix. Why not? Waste what was it? 5 hours of your life.
I will say it's a lot better than the other shows on Netflix. There's another like reality show on Netflix. I think it's called The Circle, and it is annoying.
Oh.
So they have a lot of different shows they've been trying out, but Love Is Blind definitely rose to the top.
The conclusion is I'll give it another shot. I'll watch one more episode.
Yeah, watch it. You have to watch the rest of it.
I have to watch the rest of it?
Just watch the last 3 episodes.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yay!
Alright, this has been Moods Not Moods with leeBISHOP and
erickaMELANI.
Bye.
Amazing blazing.